Hello everybody, it's Ocelot, and today we're going to be talking about the Blasphemous blade, or more specifically, the unique skill Taker's Flame, which on hit heals 10% of your max HP plus 150 flat HP. Now right before the release of the DLC, this weapon was slightly nerfed, where it doesn't knock down enemies that are humanoid size, such as Melania and Renala. However, with the DLC, this build has become even more powerful, and if you're looking for a pure faith build, this is going to be the weapon that you want to send your build around. Now before we talk more about the build and how you can also be doing insane damage with this weapon, there is going to be DLC boss spoilers, which start at the 1 minute 45 second mark. Now, although we won't be using too many incantations, you do want to make sure that you have the Erdtree seal, plus 10 preferably. With 70 faith that we have, this is going to give you 313 incant scaling, and you're going to see what that does using one of the new incantations from the DLC, Pest Thread Spears. Now this is basically Pest Threads, but on steroids. If you can get that fully charged, you'll see the damage that it does to larger size enemies such as Elden beasts. With just 3 casts, the fight is over. Now let's go over the 3 main damaging talismans we're going to be using on this build. Of course, you're going to want the Shard of Alexander, which is going to boost our weapon skill by 15%. You're also going to want the Fire Scorpion Charm, which is going to boost all fire damage by 12%. However, you will take 10% more damage in return. That's not a problem though, as you see the healing that you get from Taker's Flames. And the third talisman is going to be a brand new talisman included in the DLC, the Talisman of the Dread. This is basically like having another Shard of Alexander, as it amplifies the potency of magma skills and sorceries and incantations by 15%. That's right, as if this build wasn't broken already, we are just getting another 15% extra damage to our weapon skill. For the 4th talisman slot, I like to use either the Crimson Amber Medallion plus 3, which is going to give us 10% more HP, which with 60 Vigor is going to be another 190 HP, which will push you over the 2000 HP mark. Or I'll go with the defense talisman, such as a Dragon Quest Great Shield talisman, which will negate physical damage by 20%. Or you can go with any of the elemental defense talismans. As for our armor, as you can see now in this New Game Plus 1 footage, we have the Erdtree helm, which gives us plus 2 faith. This is going to push our 68 base faith to 70. And for the rest, we'll be using the Rakshasa set for an extra 2% damage per piece. However, we do take extra damage by wearing this set. Here, I'm going to show you my buff routine. First, we put on Blessing's Boon for HP regeneration. Then, Golden Vow for extra damage and damage mitigation. Third, Howl of Shabriri, which is going to give us plus 25% to all damage. However, we will be taking 30% extra damage as well. We refill our FP, and then we drink the Physic. And in that Physic, you're going to want the Flame Shroud and Crack tier for plus 20% to all fire damage for 3 minutes. And then you're going to want one of the new tiers from the DLC, the Blood Sucking Crack tier. This is going to boost all damage by 20% for the next 3 minutes, and it will drain your HP by about 1% per second. However, with the healing that we get from Taker's Flames, this can almost totally be negated. Now keep in mind we did cast Blessing's Boon at the very beginning, which is going to give us 8 HP per second health regeneration. This is not going to completely negate the blood-sucking crack tier, however, it will help slow it down. Now after this fight with Commander Gaius, and before we go back to the base game and show you some more fights, I'm going to go over the stats and equipment. So we're at level 150, Erdtree Blessing 18, we have 60 Vigor, 22 Mind, 25 Endurance, 22 Strength, 15 Dexterity, 68 Faith. We get +2 from the Erdtree Night Helm. We are casting Blessing's Boon, Golden Vow, and Howl Shabri for buffs. You want to start as the Prophet for your starting class for min-maxing. Before I die and show you the equipment, let me heal up. You're going to want a Blasphemous Blade at +10. For the seal, you want the Erdtree seal, preferably at +10. This is going to give you 313 incant scaling. Erdtree Night Helm for the +2 faith. The rest will be the Rakshasa set. This is going to give you 56 poise. Crimson Amber Medallion +3. However, you can also swap this out for the Crimson Seed Talisman +1 for more healing, or a defense talisman. You want the Talisman of the Dread, which is going to give us 15% to Taker's Flame. Fire Scorpion Charm for +12% to all fire damage. Shard of Alexander for +15% to our weapon skill. And in the flask, you want the Flame Shrouding Crack tier for +20% to all fire damage, and the Blood Sucking Crack tier for +20% to all damage. However, you will lose 1% HP per second. The rest of these fights are going to be from NG+0. And these are actually going to be the fights that I live stream here on YouTube, but also on Twitch. If you'd like to see me do my weapon runs live, you can catch me Monday through Thursday, sometimes on the weekend. And I'll be here on YouTube live and also on Twitch. And let's just take a look at how easily we're taking down these bosses. Keep in mind that this build isn't even complete yet. I'm anywhere from level 115 to about 140 in these fights, with Erdtree Blessing from about 13 to 16. So after this fight, we're going to have Romina, and then the last DLC boss. And if you don't want that spoiled, just in case you're not sure who that is, that's going to be at the 8-minute and 50-second mark. And as you enjoy these last few fights, please let me know what you think about the build down in the comments. Let me know what you think I could do to improve it. Let me know if there's anything at all that you would do differently. And let me know what you think about the DLC in general. I've been absolutely having a blast with it, having a blast streaming it, and just trying out all the new stuff. And as you can see here, all the new stuff with some of the old stuff. Now if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave you here with these last two fights. I know I didn't do the best in the world against the last boss in this upcoming fight, but that was the first time I beat him with no summons and no external help. Now I was struggling a lot with the final boss, so I actually changed up the talismans and my physic. So the two talismans that I kept were the Shard of Alexander and the Fire Scorpion Charm. But the third and fourth talismans, I have the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman for physical damage negation, and the Gold Braid for holy damage negation. In the physic, I kept the Flame Shrouding Crack tier, but I swapped out the Blood Sucking tier for the Opaline Hard tier. This gives us 20% damage negation to all incoming damage, and both of the tiers last for 3 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more DLC builds. See you on the next one. Bye.